Astrology. This is your astro porthole in connection with crystals, herbalism, lunar cycles, and old magic, where we will be exploring today the dream world. I wanted to share with you a dream stone that I love using, a dream herb that is often less talked about, but I've had amazing experiences with, and also capturing a transit in your chart with the moon in connection with your natal Neptune, or for those on the cusp of Aquarius to Pisces, if your natal moon is within that 8-degree orb on either side, then at this moment in time you'll likely be experiencing a psychic upgrade and what you can do to capture that. Like, I see it as a practice like any other practice, and what I've noticed within my own experience with Dreamwork is once you activate that intention of going into the world of symbols through your dreams, you actually find that you remember them more. You get yourself into a routine of waking up and journaling straight away. So in this video I'm going to give you a few tips of how to begin your journey with Dreamwork. There is a magic that can come through receiving dream messages, which are very Neptunian, which are very lunar. I mean, we go to sleep and we forget because we're entering into the unconscious realm. We're coming out of the conscious realm of the sun and we're going into the unconscious realm of the moon. And that unconscious realm is a place where really it's a mystery. You know, it's a mystery to us, and maybe that's why throughout time we've always found the moon to be such a mysterious phenomena. The sun is there as exposed, but the moon, she moves through these phases of light, and I'm talking about she, gender aside, as divine feminine archetype. How can you work with your dreams and find value in everyday life? Well, the first thing I would share on that is that know the difference between just journeying through the collective unconscious and when a dream comes as a message. Because once you begin to activate your dream work, you will find that there's a lot of information, and for me in my own personal practice, when messages come through the dream world, it's not even a question. And as you wake up and you journal it, it's not about overanalyzing it. Sometimes you might find that that message comes later on in the day and your unconscious gets triggered by something you see and like, oh, I remember my dream, or that came up. But on the whole, it's usually just a download that comes in and you know that it has some sort of symbolic weight or significance or something for you to explore, especially when you're in your conscious waking mind. Have put intention to, I want to explore the unconscious realm, I want to explore the dream world and what the dream world, where it will take me, or what messages can come through that space. So, transits. The moon transiting your natal Neptune. Find that date. This would be a great date to practice dream work. When the moon conjuncts with Neptune, your natal Neptune, there will be a heightened sense of psychic awareness. So you might find it easier just to dip into that realm. Maybe in your conscious state, also be aware of that elusive energy you might be experiencing. You might find that day to be a little bit more confusing, or use that day to actually tap into your inner world and just take a break from the outside world, go into meditation and go into that more, to that deeper conscious awareness of exploring your psychic self. So say that with your lunar return. So anytime that the moon goes to your natal moon, this is going to be a great time to tap into your dream world, to tap into your own personal needs, your more deeper emotional needs, your soul needs. And so those key transits of the moon going to your natal Neptune and the moon going to your natal moon, which will be your lunar return. You will also have on your lunar return this will also be a great time for you to just set personal intentions and energetic seeds towards your next 28-day cycle. Moon transiting your 12th house. This will be a good couple of days to tap into your dream world, to practice going into your dreamscape, if you like, and you might find it easier to bring through messages or clear messages that day. Remember, this is all just a general guide. Any day might be a good day for you. We're all such unique beings. There's nothing set in stone. And also, don't think that the messages that come on those particular days or that particular house is meaning something when it's not. These are just points in time that maybe you may find is easier to get into that space of exploring your psychic awareness. And it may not only be through exploring your dream world in the night realm, but also through meditation. That 12th house is a great couple of days to go into meditation, to go into your inner world, moving past those more active brain waves of the conscious mind, your alpha, your beta waves, but actually going into more of your deeper theta and gamma waves and getting into that restful space, and then seeing what comes up through image form, through symbols, and that language of symbols, the language of that world which can speak in metaphors, that comes with something that is elusive, that is not always easy to grasp, but the message that can come with it can be so profound. With their natal moon in the last degrees of Aquarius or first degrees of Pisces, remember I work with the sidereal zodiac, so this is if you're interested for the sidereal zodiac. Remember, everyone's going to have a different affinity or relationship with Neptune. If you've got a lot of Piscean energy in your chart, or strong water energy, or strong aspects, hard aspects, or in some way Neptune is accented in your chart, you might find that Neptunian pull has a bigger orb for you. So just sense into it for yourself, but I would give it an 8 to 10 degree orb at the end of Aquarius, the beginning of Pisces. If your moon or natal moon is there, you might have found or might be finding, depending on where your moon is, at which degree, that this has been or is a time that you're receiving a heightened sense of psychic awareness. You've been receiving higher downloads. I've definitely been experiencing that. I work with time frames, and I've definitely felt over the last few years that has heightened my psychic awareness. And so whether this is a transit that you want to work with to get deeper into exploring the dream world, remember the moon will go, when it goes to your natal moon, it's also going to be going conjunct Neptune on your natal moon. So that is going to be heightened even more for you if you have the transiting Neptune on your natal moon at this time. So beyond exploring dream work, you might even want to weave in astrological magic and make yourself a dream oil, or work with making a different tincture. Now, please go and do your research and don't just try any herbs here or there, but one that I've worked with and I wanted to recommend today is lavender. And lavender as a dream herb, I find, is less talked about. Traditional rulership is Mercury, some say the moon. I believe it to be both. But I do understand why Mercury has that. Maybe it would be the lavender would be ruled by Mercury in the day and the moon by night. I definitely see that in the waking conscious awareness, so in your day-to-day, in the waking mind, how working with lavender, when we breathe it, it releases melatonin. It's a nerve tonic, it's antispasmodic, it's a sedative. We know that it has that calming effect or medical action to the mind, if you like. So there is that. It's one of our calming anti-inflammatory herbs. But it also has this, in my experience, incredible effect during dream state. So you can take it as a tincture and as a lavender tea. This is something that I've tried, and honestly, the dreams that I had using that was almost like I transported to another dimension. It felt so real, and when I woke up, everything was still so vivid, and I transported, it felt, to another land. It was almost like moon dust. It was silvery gray. It felt like I'd landed on the moon, actually, now that I'm talking about it. And I was just digging up these incredible rose quartz crystals, and it was such a beautiful experience. So that's the dream hub that I wanted to recommend, and in connection with Labradorite. So Labradorite, here you can see that it is capturing the light, that iridescence, and I would recommend this stone to anyone who works with illusions or has, I mean, as humans, we all are psychic. We all have a sensitivity. Some find it easier to go to that space, and at times also can find it confusing. So anyone that works with that type of illusions within their day-to-day, Labradorite is great. Neptune on the ascendant, any hard aspects to Neptune and the moon together. And so Labradorite is also, well, it's almost got a double whammy, because we can see it's not only within its alchemy power, being a tectosilicate, it takes in what it needs to and pushes out what it doesn't, but also within its doctrine of signatures of how it looks. You know, that iridescence is taking in what it needs to and refracting out what it doesn't. So it's a great crystal to use beyond just wearing it if you're working with those themes that I mentioned before, but as a dream stone, placing your intention into the Labradorite, going into a meditation before sleep, and then placing that underneath your pillow to work with as a dream stone if you're exploring some specific themes, so that helping to assist that message to come through with clarity. So those are my recommendations for dream work, dream tips for you, working with making sure you get a clear message and not just overanalyzing everything, because remember, when we're entering into the collective unconscious, sometimes there are some specific days where you might be dipping into someone else's stuff and it's just not for you, and just to let that go. So I definitely sense that's an important message to share about dream work. You'll know when the vision comes, and those are the crystal and the herb that I recommend. Always do your research, and yeah, enjoy your dreams, enjoy exploring your dreams. Thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if this video has been of value to you, and if you would like to hear more about working with dreams, crystals, and astrological magic. Bye bye.